Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Screen Scene Guru, and tonight I'll be discussing the new Noah Hawley series on FX, Alien Earth. I've got my Alien Swag t-shirt on. You guys can kind of see the xenomorph. Very highly anticipated show, guys. It just dropped on August 12th. So yesterday, had a 2-episode premiere. So really awesome stuff there, guys. Highly recommend you guys checking it out on Disney+. This I'm hearing is going to be one of the last Hulu original series to be dropping on the network, given that they are going to phase out Hulu starting in 2026. Some very interesting stuff coming with streaming and news. I'm going to cover that in the channel. But going into the first episode, we've got titled Neverland. These were hour-long episodes, so really cool to start with 2. Going into the details for episode 1, we've got when a spaceship crash lands on Earth, a sister searches for her brother amidst an unexpected alien threat. So really awesome premise. We do get an opening crawl with the explanation of how humanity tries to combat immortality. They talk about synthetics, cyborgs, and then straight up hybrids, which is very interesting to go into, given that this is following up the events of Prometheus and a little bit before the events of the first Alien movie. But it does have lore from the Blade Runner franchise, so that's really cool to see. Going into episode 2, we've got Mr. October. Tensions rise between rival corporations, a reunion takes place, and a secret is revealed. So really cool use of the creatures in this second episode. We get to see the horror vibe. A lot of people get taken out kind of off screen, not exactly what a lot of people were expecting, but really good, strong start to a new horror series from FX. I'd liken it to American Horror Story or a few other series that they've done that are originals. So yeah, I really liked the show. I thought the premise of the sick children being turned into hybrid synthetic androids were really cool. I did think that it was a little bit confusing, them going back and forth through the cast of the people on the ship and then the hybrids down on Earth in this island. But besides that, I did like the visuals altogether. The music choice was very interesting, the metal choice, so that was pretty cool. Going into a bit of industry notes, I've got a bit written down here. We've got Jigsaw. Tobin Bell celebrates his 83rd birthday, given that they've recently acquired the Saw franchise for Blumhouse. Thought that was pretty cool to see on Instagram. The doll was celebrating him with a birthday cake, so that was kind of fun. We've also got the release of Mel Gibson's Passion of the Christ 2-part movie. I'm not exactly sure if this is going to be a big franchise success for him or what exactly he's planning to do with that, but I thought it was very interesting that they're going to be turning into 2 parts. Going on, we got the leaders of Paramount have left after this Skydance merger, so that's very fascinating to hear. I recently was commenting on Rob's Let's Get Physical Media channel, and Dieter actually replied talking about UFC being on Paramount. So that's very interesting. Going on, Timothy Chalamet will regroup with James Mangold on a new film coming out on Paramount Plus, which is very interesting. They just won a bidding war against. It won from Netflix and HBO Max, so it sounds like a lot more work and industry stuff is going to be coming from Paramount. ESPN will merge with NFL and WWE starting in August next year in 2026. So that's another big deal that's being signed that's going to exclude Peacock. So that's very fascinating that they're cutting out the network, or at least one of them. Going on to Superman box office, it's already reached 7.8 million, so it's already broken its break even, and it has domestically reached more than Man of Steel, which a lot of people speculated whether or not it would or not. Going on, we got for the highest streaming movie of August, we got Final Destination 6 Bloodlines, which is really cool because it was able to actually outbeat some of the other horror films that we got earlier in the year, like Longlegs. We've also got Sinners, which made overall $278.5 million, and it just got on streaming this last week. It was a really big streamer number count, as well as physical media. I was able to go to my local Walmart and pick up my copy, which was fantastic. I've yet to do my review for it, but I'll show you the inside disc of the little guitar, Samuel's guitar, which is the cousin's dad's. Fantastic original story. A lot of violence in it, but a lot of really good music, original soundtrack. Like I said, you need to go into the special features. If you guys follow me on Instagram or Threads, TikTok, you guys can check out those special feature videos. But very interesting to see the Sinners box office numbers from Paramount, or sorry, that was Warner Brothers. Going on, let's see. So I talked about Final Destination 6 is one of the biggest streamed movies of the year, right next to Sinners, so that's very good. They have greenlit that Final Destination will get a 7th film. It hasn't been titled yet, but that's really cool. Oscars are maybe talking about potential horror film nominations. They might make a whole new category because there are so many horror films being made. That's very interesting to see. Jordan Peele fires his staff after losing a major film deal on the heels of him releasing the football season horror film, Him. So that's very fascinating to hear that he was apparently really upset that his staff wasn't able to lock down this deal, and he fired a lot of them. So that was kind of funny to hear. Also, moving on, we've got Kreger, who just did Weapons, is going to do the new Resident Evil film, but he's talking about none of the characters from the games being in the project. So that's very fascinating. It's going to be original story. Zach Kreger, who's done things like Barbarian, and now the studio wants him to do Resident Evil, which they've always made their modest money, but the stories haven't been that great. So now we'll get a good director to come in and redo the story. So that's very cool. Going on, we've got Ian McGregor confirms he's going to return to Star Wars in Ahsoka Season 2. So that's really cool to hear. We heard that we were going to get more Hayden Christensen film sequences, and now Ian McGregor is even on board to return. So that's really fun to hear a Star Wars update. Going on, Lena Howell Taylor was elected as a new Academy President for the Oscars for their Women's President Board, which is really cool. Like they said, she's the 5th woman to hold the position in the last 3 years, so that's really cool. Going on, we've got Jurassic World Rebirth has passed $750 million worldwide, which a lot of people speculated whether it would make that much money. Spider-Man Brand New Day is shooting in Scotland with Tom Holland, John Bernthal, Mark Ruffalo, and new villains being introduced to the franchise. So that's really cool. On the heels of Fantastic Four dropping 62% in the second weekend. That's not exactly what Marvel Studios thought would happen, but it seems like their marketing campaign has aggressively advertised Spider-Man leaks from on-set shoots. So that's very funny to see. We haven't seen stuff like that in a few years. So going on, we've got K-pop Demon Hunters get huge streaming numbers on Netflix, which leads them to talk about sequels and possibly even doing a live action adaptation, which I don't know exactly if that's something they want to do or if that's just something they're talking about. UFC is going to be on Paramount starting next year. They've signed a 7-year contract, which sounds very interesting, with James Gunn addressing rumors of Robin being in Batman Part 2 with Pattinson, and he's basically debunked those on Threads, saying there was never any Robin to begin with. So it's very interesting. Like I said, Weapons from Zach Kreger earned $42.5 million in its first week, which is really good for horror. Hearing Freakier Friday earned $29 million, so that was decent numbers for Disney for a reboot sequel franchise. Michael Mann wants to do Heat 2 at Warner Brothers, but he wants $200 million to do it, and they're not willing to give up the money. So it sounds like something maybe Netflix might pick up, or another streaming service. Buffy the Vampire Slayer started shooting its pilot episode for the new reboot series. And of course the actor Tamora Morrison, who played Boba Fett, is talking about starting a letter campaign to Lucasfilm to bring him back, which is very interesting news to hear. I've also got, as far as physical media goes, I went to my local Walmart and got Warfare, which is pretty good. The new Alex Garland film, but it was also produced with a real Iraq War veteran, Ray Mendoza. So I thought that was good to get someone that was actually lived through the events to cover the film. This was the A24 slipcover box set, so that's cool. It does come with a bit of post art cards, which you can kind of see. Really like these collectibles you can get. And there's, you can see Will Poulter was in the film, as well as I heard one of the guys that's in this is going to play the new Rambo as well. I was like, oh, very interesting to hear. I'm not exactly sure which actor it is, but they said that Stallone, Schley, had no idea they were rebooting Rambo. He just heard that they had officially casted the kid, which sounds very similar to the story with Creed, when they were moving ahead with the third Creed, and they wanted to. I think I went through. It's about 5, but I remember Sly and his brother really talking smack about Michael B. Jordan taking over the franchise when Creed 3 was really good. I don't know why, a lot of them were upset. Probably because they didn't get paid for showing up. But, let me know what you guys think of all the industry news. Warfare with the slipcover. And this is my first A24 official purchase from Walmart, which is cool. They're selling new boutique labels. So let me know what you guys think of Alien Earth. Have you guys caught the first 2 episodes? Have you guys heard of the industry trade news that I've been discussing? If not, be sure to leave a like. Subscribe if you haven't already. You can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, on Threads, at Scene Screen Guru. Catch you next time. Bye bye, guys.